Alright, now like I said, this goes to one of our things we call the Hall of Fame. We started this our 6th year. It's really brought a lot of these guys back together to talk again. It's going to let these younger guys meet these older guys that have started the sport out. Without us being derby and figure 8 guys and promoters, there'd be a lot of county fairs right now that wouldn't have the money to keep going like they have. So we would save county fairs. Hey guys, we got 10 minutes. Hey, everybody talking, we got 10 minutes. Thank you. So like at this time, I'd like to honor the Hall of Fame members. Some of these guys have driven 4 hours to be here with us tonight. And it's really hearing their stories, talking, seeing their videos. In the past, we've showed the video and then done the Hall of Fame. Well, Mike has some really cool videos that he put into this video this year. He's going to give all the Hall of Fame guys a video, plus we're going to have him playing later. This video that Mike put together this year is about an hour long, okay? So we're not going to play it, but we'll have it playing here afterwards. But we've got some really good footage from like some bigger derbies back in the day that if you guys want to watch tonight. If you want to buy them, you can buy them from Mike. Mike Wise, him and I actually put a lot of time into doing this every year. And so I'd like to thank Mike Wise for putting all the time and effort and doing all the web. He does all the videos and does all that. So, alright, so we'll get started here. If I can ask all the current Hall of Fame members to please come up and stand here beside me, that'd be awesome. Not the inducted, but all the Hall of Fame members that were inducted in years past, please come up. Let's give these guys a hand. They made it up here tonight, and like they've got inducted in years past. I'm just going to hand the mic down. They're going to introduce themselves, tell them where they're from real quick, and then we'll bring the new guys in.
Bob Meister, Osceola Nebraska.
John, I have Nebraska. Kevin Rogers, St. Paul. Colin, New York.
Oh, it looks bad, doesn't it?
Creighton, New Charlotte.
Frank Lyon, Charlotte.
Mike Ford, Blue Hill.
Travis Bodine, Osceola Nebraska.
Tim Allen, Blue Hill.
Jason Nelliman, Stromberg.
Alright, now we're excited that we're gonna wait for Grandpa.
Hey, I'm a little late. Dale Turner from Geneva.
Alright, so now we're excited to introduce the new guys. What we're going to do is we'll start with the Derby guys, and then we'll go into, this year we put 4 Derby guys in, 1 figure 8 guy, and 1 promoter. So we have a total of 6 that are going in. We will start with we have 2 guys on the Derby side that I think that aren't here tonight. I don't think Odie and George Baxa are here. So we're going to, first of all, invite Gary Hoy up. And let's give Gary in, he's our first induction.
Way out there. Congratulations. Yeah. I was born in 62. No, I'm just joking. Better not.
Alright, congratulations, Gary. Welcome to the Hall of Fame. If you'd like to say a quick couple words, if you want.
Yeah, most of you probably, or a lot of you weren't even born when I served in. That was the old chain 'em shut, give her hell. And we did a lot of, I think in '92 we crashed 124 cars that we derbied. Lots of crashes. My body kind of shows it. I want to thank my wife, 54 years, who's a derby herself. And a son, Phil, who's a principal at Menden High School and a wrestling coach, who also was a derbier. And we met more than once, non-conventional ways. What a great time we had. We started in 77 through 88 when finally I had to have a knee put in. And they said I couldn't do it anymore. What a great time. Your enthusiasm about derbying still rings in my ears really well, guys. I know what you feel, I know what you've been through, and how you felt about it. I think I won 35 separate main events, and had a whole table full of trophies. We took the cars off of and put shootings and cows and stuff on, donated to the 4-H club in Florida, Carolyn, Phil. There was Carolyn and I and Phil and Todd and Mitzi Hoyt and Carolyn's brother Tom Messersmith. We built lots and lots of cars and derby lots of cars. Everybody says we ganged up on everybody, but if you would ever see us derby, you sure wouldn't have known it. We derbied each other just as hard as we derbied anybody. Nebraska Kids Wrestling, we started. I had another guy in 1974, and wrestling went through the country through Nebraska Kids Wrestling Federation. We got car dealers donated us our cars, and they run. And implement dealers and parts stores donated tires and batteries and cables and whatever we needed. Filling stations donated us gas. And the money we won from derbying went into kids wrestling. And that's why we did it. But besides making a lot of money and forming, maybe at one time Nebraska was the second largest kids wrestling organization in the United States, which I and a guy by the name of Dennis Miller from Kearney started in 74. I guess I said enough. Most of you I haven't met, if you'd have derbied, I would have met you. Let's get over Gary. Gary. All right, the next inductee I'd like to invite up, please be Alan Donaldson.
Congratulations. How much of that It's been there for 20 years probably. We drove through $10.
I don't really got a lot to say, not a big speaker. It's great to see a lot of you tonight. Haven't seen you for years. Can't believe it's been over 10 years now since I drove a car, but it's great to see a couple guys right here. When we first started out, they were running back then, and for Tim, he's still running. So it's great to see some young guys here that I like to watch run and run hard. And the way you guys have elevated the sport to stuff that we'd have never thought about building or trying to run, and the money you spend and the time you spend, it's just great to see it putting on a good show, and hope you continue to do it. I thank you.
So like I said, the George Baxa, George isn't here, is he? He's thinking late. And then Odie Oltmer from Madison. One thing about Odie, when I was calling him, we were trying to beg him, tell him, I need your stuff, we need your stuff, we need your stuff. And I was talking to Odie, I says, do you have an email? And Odie says, I got a P.O. box in town. I go, well, you better get that some shipped out. We need your stuff, and we never did get stuff. So actually, Mike's gonna, add the stuff later if we ever get it. But some of these guys are hard to get a hold of. So in the future, when you know somebody that's getting nominated in the Hall of Fame, kind of help me out and kind of tell them what we need so we can get this video and all this trophy stuff together. It would be awesome to help us out. I'm trying to track some of these guys down and get there. So I know these guys can all vouch. I'm calling them like once a week. Hey, I need your stuff. I need your stuff. I need your stuff. So if you guys would help us, that'd be awesome. The next one I would like to would be our figure 8 spot, which would be Jason Abell. Would you please come forward?
I didn't realize I had to give a speech tonight, but so I'm really good short and sweet. I guess the biggest thing is thank a couple guys that got me started into it. Great, him and I graduated together. When he was running, he kind of twisted my arm and got me started, and I guess we progressed from there on forward. And of course, my family for sticking behind me and helping me out, getting through a lot of it. Especially my dad. Whenever I was in school, off to college, I break something, he was there to help kind of fix it, get everything going if I wasn't around. So appreciate it very much. And it's a pretty cool deal we got going here. Hopefully you guys won't keep going. I know I kind of quit, but it sounds like a couple guys are going to try to get me to do something stupid later on this year. I'm like, I don't know about that. We're still kicking it around anyway, but if it happens, it happens. So it's a cool deal, and thanks a lot, everybody.
All right, the next spot we're going to fill now would be our official promoter spot, and at this time I'd like to invite David Bryan to come up.
There we go, yeah, there's something to say. This is a pep meeting, and I talked to a lot of guys about that. Do I talk for a minute or two, or do I let her go? I better not let her go. A lot of you guys know I've been around, done a lot of things, seen a lot of things. Derby court from, well, didn't Derby, but been to Derby court from Salt Lake City, Utah to Indianapolis, Indiana, and a lot of places in between. Like I said, I've seen a lot of things. I've probably been to or derbied in close to 1,000 derbies, figure eights. Of course, I didn't drive that much, but officiated quite a bit. As you know that, you know where it started a long time ago. It's still going on today, but a few years ago I was nominated, I declined. I didn't know just how this Hall of Fame was going to be, how it was going to be represented. A few years later I was nominated, well a year later I was nominated, I declined. I thought there were some people that needed to go before me, and I still think there's some drivers out there that need to be nominated, but now though, with that said, this group of guys that are in the hall, every one of them is a pretty quality guy. They're deserving, and with this group of guys up here, I'm pretty humbled. So I thank you guys. Thank you.
All right, at this time, like I said, we're going to do a group picture of the guys. Let's give it again. We got the most current class in the Hall of Fame this year and all the other classes. So let's give one last round of applause. Everybody, thanks for coming. Appreciate it.